Here's your heads up to this 5-minute quickie. I got a heads up myself, and it was quite surprising. But then it was, say, a touch of the bleeding obvious. Now I wonder if you've got one too. Have a listen and you'll know what I mean.
Warning.
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 Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Following the podcast, the little podcast I made about my aha moment, all about working with myself, I wanted to share something else, something a bit personal. And it's all about, again, following on that theme of working with myself. Didn't realise that I'd actually been working with myself for a bloody long time in a different way. You see, yes, I've been journaling. I've been journaling for what must be well over 20 years, on and off for 20 years plus. And I've got all my journals, and some of them, I used to say, some of them are quite dark, and I've got into a better habit of journaling now, trying to get the more progressive, more upbeat stuff, things I want to do, talking to my unconscious mind. And sometimes, as I said, I had this aha moment talking with. See, I'm now using that dialogue, talking with my unconscious mind. But I realised the other day, I've also got like an online journal. Or a better way of saying it is maybe listening to my unconscious mind through what I say. You see, it's here, right here on this podcast. I've been talking for a long, long time about things I want to share. And when I listen back, and when I look at the past or the back episodes, and I was reminded the last couple of days when I've been writing up the web pages for each issue, that the things I'm talking about are the things obviously I'm interested in, but they're like my unconscious mind is talking to me by saying, this is what you know. Expand upon it. Think about it. Reminding me of things or some of the tools that I have, the processes that I know. So as I share a process, it's as if I'm going through it myself. It's like my unconscious mind is saying, remember, you got a lot of good stuff here. If you're going to work with me, let's use the stuff that we've got. And that, to me, that's awesome. But I just didn't realise what it is. So this is like a personal thing. So, if you were to go back through those episodes, and there is a couple of hundred now, most of them, a good high percentage of them, shows where I was, or the things I was working through. But it was coming across as sharing a process. And it's just looking a little bit deeper, because I thought I was sharing processes, sharing what I knew. But when I look back, it was like, this is the things I need to work on for myself. And by sharing them with you, I was teaching myself. And I'm really happy about that. Not embarrassed at all, because we're all working on stuff, aren't we? Well, I know I am. And if you're listening to me here, then I guess you're working with yourself. We're working on stuff, but with ourselves, remember. So what are the things that you're working on and with yourself? And I wonder if you could find a way, or the ways that you're already working on those issues without knowing it. Because when you know it, you can get even deeper. So I'm thinking now of how deep, how personal I can get on these podcasts. Because it doesn't bother me talking about my issues. I'm quite happy to do that. The word vulnerability comes to mind, and we'll go through vulnerability, but it's when it's done for a authentic reason. And there's that word authentic as well. We'll go through those and see where we end up. What pathway do we take, and where does that path lead us to? Who knows? I know it'll be somewhere good, because I wouldn't be led that way if it wasn't going to be somewhere good, somewhere informative, somewhere of learning, something that's going to make an impact on my life and hopefully an impact on your life. Have a listen. Have a listen to, your heart, your inside. Just have a think maybe. Just sit back quietly and have a think. How do I talk to myself? Or how is my unconscious mind talking to me in ways that I wasn't aware of? And now you can be. Because when you are, it's like this particular podcast. It's my unconscious mind telling me, hey, have a look back. Have a look back at those past episodes. Have a look back through your journals. Notice how, your journal suddenly gave you some information to talk about something in a podcast, and that was personal to you, even though sometimes it's dressed up as not being totally personal to me. But I know it is. I know it is now. And I think if you listen to this and let it seep in, you'll realize it's like my unconscious mind connecting with yours and just saying, if this resonates with you, if it feels like it's something that you could work with, if you can see it's the right thing to do, then take it, play with it, expand upon it, change it. It's that integrated field of learning I'm talking about. Whereas I share things, you can use this as the idea, as it is, verbatim, or using your filters, create the process, the thoughts that are going to make the most impactful change in your life, and thereby changing everyone around you. Because that would be awesome, wouldn't it? It would. So with that in mind, and I've gone over my 5 minutes, because this is a 5-minute quickie, I just wanted you to know the deeper meaning, I think, of this Personal Development Unplugged podcast. Breaking things down simply for me, simply for you, and hopefully creating something that we can all share in. There you go. Anyway, have more fun than you can stand and enjoy every heartbeat. And always, I do say, just remember, if you could, to, if you get something from these podcasts, if you would just share it with your best friend, or maybe even more than a best friend. And you'll be contributing. You'll be doing something. You'll be paying this podcast forward. I'm paying my thoughts forward. You pay it forward too. It'd be awesome. And let's spread the word. And if you would subscribe, you can subscribe here. And whatever platform you listen to, you'll get them on a Wednesday and a Saturday. And it's just awesome. And just remember, get all those wonderful hypnosis tracks all in one place at paulcloughonline.com/podcast. If you have anything you want to tell me, hopefully it's nice, anything you want me to talk about, a process you want to have explained, or an issue you'd like some type of help with, do email me at feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. That's a special email now, comes directly to me, and it's strictly confidential. Don't worry about names and things like that, and I'll do my very best for you. Okay. With that, enjoy and live with passion. Bye-bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.